Hello, Joe and Jane Harding here, winwinpropertybuyers.co.uk. Now, again today we're covering a few more questions, typical questions, what we get asked when we're running our 1 and 3 day property conversion courses. You can see we get lots of questions given to us. Now, question I shall ask Jane is, what is the affordable housing threshold?
Okay, so this is the limit where if you create, say, 6, 7, 10, 15 apartments, at what point do you need to start providing affordable housing and provision? So this varies hugely from council to council. Now, the accepted national average is usually for once you get to the 10th unit, from then onwards you need to create some provision for affordable housing. However, that's not the case with all councils, because some are extremely generous and some make you can go up to 14, and only when you get to 15 and above do you need to provide provision. Others can come down and say like any more than 5 and you're into affordable housing, and some are very, very onerous and they say for every 1 unit you create you have to provide 1 affordable housing. So that can be really, really quite onerous indeed, and it's definitely something you need to take into consideration when you're working out all your various figures. So what are the advantages with using prior approval as opposed to full planning though? Because in that scenario the affordable housing doesn't come into play. So it's not usually a problem, but it can be mitigated if there are mitigating reasons, like for instance if the project isn't viable or there's some other compelling reason why you can't provide that level of affordable housing. But the general level is 10, but do check with your specific local council because yours may be one of the ones that are different.
Fab.
Okay.
Question for me?
Yeah. So people often say to us, okay, you're putting in planning permission and you're spending a little bit of money with architects and this kind of stuff, and how do you protect yourself in case somebody comes along and literally you get the planning and somebody pinches it from under your nose and gazumps you and so on, which of course is utterly disastrous. So you need to use options, and we use options for lockout clauses to a great degree. And here somebody said, well, okay, I get that we want to get a lockout clause and option in place, but what should I expect to pay? In your experience, what have you paid? What have we paid for options in the past?
Okay, good question. Now, for an option to be legal, money must pass over. So you can do it for a minimum of £1. So you do need to pass money over for it to be legal. Now, it all depends on how seriously do you want to be considered in the deal and how much you want the deal. So if it's something which you don't think you're going to make a lot of money on, you're not really fussed, but yeah, it'd be alright because you haven't got nothing to do at the moment, you can maybe offer £100, say. But if it's a deal where you're going to be making tens of thousands of pounds, 50,000, 100,000 or more, then you want to put in more money. So you could put in 10,000, 20,000, anything upwards. Now, what we'll often do as well is do it subject to planning. So we can put our money down, subject to, but if we don't get the planning, then you've spent your legal fees and everything and a few other costs, but you will then get your option fee back. So options are really, really good to work with. They're a very, very powerful tool. So how much it costs, it all depends on how much you want the deal and how much you're going to be getting out of the deal.
I think it also depends as well on how motivated your vendor is, because if he's had a couple of sales fall through and he's really, really, itching to sell that property, he's far more likely to agree. And it also, another thing to swing the coin is that quite often to make the option fee non-refundable, that can sometimes be the thing.
They will take you a lot more seriously then.
They will do, yeah, absolutely. I think that's kind of what we've done in the past. I think we generally average about 1,000, something like that, for an option fee, non-refundable. Yeah. And that usually buys us sufficient time to get the planning through and to know whether or not do we want to proceed with this deal, do we want to exercise the option, proceed with it or not. Yeah. Okay.
Fab.
Thank you for joining us again.
Guys.
More questions coming next week.
So look out for the videos. And also please put some thumbs up and some likes, and also please some comments. We would really appreciate your feedback. Okay? Thanks, and see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.